What is up there, SEO pros? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about is this new course I'm launching, which is kind of interesting. It's sort of going over the new business model that we've been adopting here at the agency that I've been running. And it's not specifically only focused on SEO anymore. It's focusing on other aspects like UEO and UIO, which is something that I've been sort of, I guess, making up. But it goes into user experience optimization, user intent optimization, and then authority building and creating controllable assets. So I'll tell you a little bit more about what that means in a second. If you guys want to get this course now, I'm selling it for 97 bucks. Like the other course, the price went up after I launched it. So pre-sale, I usually have the videos ready within the next 30 days. That's how long it took me to do the other ones. And yeah, so let me just go check out the channel really quick and make sure we're in the right place. Cool. So sort of how this works is we focus, like I said, on user experience optimization, user intent optimization, authority building, and creating controllable assets. And at the same time, of course, doing SEO, but not only focusing on SEO. So there's a couple key aspects to this in terms of what you're going to actually be selling to clients, and then doing also for yourself, because of course you're going to be wanting to do SEO for yourself if you do SEO for other people, right? You don't want to sell things to other people that you don't do for yourself, because that doesn't even really make sense. So as you can see right here, I talk about kind of what goes into this, and I'll elaborate more on this in a second. Let me just bring up a notepad so we can segment this out and I can talk about the different points. Let me just go like this. It's kind of small. Let me go to text edit. Cool. And bear with me. I will be probably answering questions at the end of this from the Facebook group, because I know we got a lot of questions. I haven't answered them lately, as I was speaking at a conference in Canada, which was pretty fun. We're actually going to have some video for that in the near future. So let me go like this. And so one of the big things is content streamlining. So when it comes to the first aspect, which, I mean, you could say it was the first to the user intent or the user experience, but of course you're not going to be able to provide anything for the user intent or user experience without content. So the first thing that you're going to want to focus on is content streamlining. And what that means is, we want to put together content for what people are looking for. And some of the best ways to do this right now is to start targeting shoulder niches. So instead of like targeting like your exact keywords that you're trying to get people to buy off of, you'd actually be targeting shoulder niches where you can start bringing people in with your service or your product as a solution. And then of course at the same time building an authority on top of that. So this all of course sounds, not probably doable unless I actually show you. So how we actually do this, we do a couple things. We do outreach through automation, which is one of the things we'll be covering through Pitchbox or Ninja Outreach, whatever you want to use. But the idea is that you target other people who know something similar to what you're talking about, because if you don't have authority, which a lot of people don't, you're going to want to be able to create that based off other people who know what you're talking about. You don't want to just like create authority off people who don't know what you're talking about, which sometimes, in most cases can be your customers, which is why they're hiring you, right? Because they don't know a lot about the subject, so they need to hire you to help them. So the other thing is that when you're, creating authority, you want to be able to target people who are going to be likely to link to you. So one of the best ways to do this is to do outreach, and of course, you can add to this content as well. A great example of this is the White Hat SEO Techniques article I created a little while ago. I'm ranking #1 for White Hat SEO 2017 and some other variations. But if you click into this, you can see I added a bunch of my own tips, and then I did outreach and added a bunch of other people's tips at the bottom. And this is like a 10,000 word, no wait, this is like a 17,000 word post. So this is something that works really, really well. And this is one of the key elements to the SEO Triforcing. So you don't have to do like huge skyscraper articles like this. You can do other methods as well, as long as you're building content. But the idea is that you're capturing your traffic in different networks. You don't want to just be getting email addresses or just getting Facebook group signups. You want to be able to capture your traffic in different places. And so how I do this is I actually have a way where I'm able to capture the traffic I get in 3 different networks: on my Facebook group, on my YouTube channel, and then also in my email list, which then of course I can monetize that traffic or do outreach for links or generate reviews, which is why I have a bunch of reviews on my local business. But the idea is that you build authority based off the huge audience that you're creating, where you're controlling the traffic and you're not just letting these people go after they see your stuff. There's a lot of psychology built into it. You want to do things like I said, the content upgrades work really well. It's something that people like Brian Dean from Backlinko are doing, and other people as well. Like I said, content streamlining is probably the first part. Whether you're doing outreach or building it based off your own knowledge, or building it based off hiring people that are experts, which we use certain platforms for that as well. The next part is, of course, optimizing that content for user intent and user experience, which is the other 2 parts to the Triforce that I was bringing up initially. And so the idea behind that is that you're not going to be trying to optimize your content for things that, one, people aren't looking for, right? So keyword research would be a big part of this. But the other part of it is that you're not going to, and I bring this up a lot, but you're not going to optimize for the word panda, because you're probably not going to be trying to rank for the rap song. You're probably going to try to actually rank for a panda bear. So a lot of the keyword research that I'm going to be teaching in this course is based off what people are actually looking for. So it kind of takes keyword research a step further and looks more into the abstract of things in the shoulder niches like I was talking about. And then the next step to that would be the user experience optimization, which is all based off psychology as well, where you're going to be going in and hopefully providing the best experience possible for these people, whether it be through the click-through rates you're going to be trying to increase on your search results, or your bounce rates you're trying to reduce, or your conversions you're trying to drive, because obviously Google's becoming smarter and smarter at picking up these metrics. Let's see what we got here. Is the course ready now? Hi Chase, what's up all? No, so basically, like I was saying, the course is the pre-sale, so that's why it's so cheap right now. The other course I did, the How to Get SEO Clients course, I launched at the same price that I did here, and then I ended up putting it up to like $300, and I think it's at like $400 now. So if you want to get it now, I'm going to be releasing the course in the next 30 days, so if you want to sign up, I encourage you to do so. This is actually one of the things that has been a complete game changer for me and for my clients. You can see right here, based off these methods, this client right here is, in the last 3 months has generated $49,000, which of course conversion values are sort of arbitrary, but at the same time, this is actually pretty accurate. So the next aspect, let's go into this. Whoops, I keep going into the wrong text editor. Would be setting up like all the autoresponders and getting everything dialed in your MailChimp, and setting up your Facebook groups, and basically all the stuff that I do. I'm going to show you exactly what I do for myself and for clients, which taps on all 3 of those things that we were talking about earlier. And then the next thing would be bringing in early value to your clients, because a lot of the clients that are going to end up signing up for your services are going to be a little bit, in most cases, unless they're really understanding, frustrated that you're not like getting them instant ROI. So there's a way to counterbalance this, which I've actually figured out, by taking your own or budgeting your own ad spend into the retainers of your client. So if a client's spending $2,500, then you can take a certain amount of that and invest that in landing pages and ads for these clients, which, say for instance they weren't doing well in conversions halfway through the month, you could drive those up, and in the end the clients really only care about an ROI. So it's not really super important to only be focusing on rankings if you can drive a huge ROI, like $49,000 in 3 months. They're going to be more interested in the type of ROI they're making. So I'm going to also be showing you guys how I set up all my landing pages and my ad campaigns, I'm certified in every area of AdWords, which is pretty cool, but we're only going to be covering PPC. And then I'm also going to talk about how to sell to your clients as well, based on conversions. And you can pretty much take this method and go the PPL method, or the PPL model, where you're getting them to pay per lead. You can do it where you're doing it based off equity. So if they're making, a huge ROI and you're only charging, 2% of that, well, even then, you could be making a lot more money than you would be than if you were charging just hourly based. And the whole idea is that you're getting away from looking at this stuff like just by hours, because here's the thing. So with the recent clients that I've had, when we were just doing, SEO as a service based on hours, a lot of them, because they don't see results and because we're not focusing on conversion metrics, we're spending all of our time trying to track everything, like, oh, how many meta descriptions did it take to change? Or maybe a plugin didn't work, it took 2 hours to fix, and then they say, why did it take 2 hours to fix a plugin? When really in the end, it doesn't matter what you're doing, right? As long as you're providing value in the two main metrics, which, traffic and conversions really in the end are pretty much the two main metrics for most people. For some people, it's, it wouldn't be the main metrics. So I'm going to talk about like how to actually sell clients based off that, and then how to do audits for the clients to be able to get them up these different steps in your value ladder, and then convert them into a client where you could be either spending 10 hours or 40 hours per month, or whatever it would be, as long as you're actually providing results. So getting away from just being constantly worried about whether or not your clients are okay with what you're doing or if they trust you or any of that stuff, because when you start focusing on this stuff, it doesn't really matter, like I was saying. So that being said, like I was telling you guys earlier, this is the stuff I actually do internally. It's how I was able to build so much authority on my YouTube channel, how I've been able to start generating a bunch of traffic to my own site and then to my client sites and start driving ROI, and all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested in taking this, I highly encourage you to do that. So from there on, if you guys have any questions right now, let me know. If I didn't cover anything that maybe you guys wanted to know about the course. But until then, I'm going to start answering questions off the Facebook group. All right. George says, so I have a client that I'm struggling with. We've done a nice job of increasing page/domain authority was at 1 when the client started with us. I'm having a hard time making them rank for even the easiest of keywords. Is detox/rehab site. On-page content is good. Technical SEO stuff is good. Can't help but wonder what else I should be looking at. So we need more information. Is this a local site? Is this a site you're trying to rank locally? Or are you trying to target nationally, national-based keywords for rehab? Because that would be really difficult. I'm going to ban this guy. By the way, if you guys haven't joined the Facebook group already, all you have to do is text the word SEO to 66866 and you'll get a link. If I have my Google My Business listing as a service area, I use home address to get postcard. Can I use my mailbox at the local shipping store, not UPS, for all my other citations? I would really not do that. Mainly because PO boxes are pretty Google really doesn't like businesses listed with PO boxes. In most scenarios anyways, people are not going to show up at your home from most citations unless it's like it's a main local indexing platform like Facebook or Yelp. Would like some opinions. I picked up an old domain with the website content wiped clean. This was a moderately successful company with lengthy write-ups in the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, etc. I want to use the domain for a related business. I've already cleared this with the original owners, and I'm looking for a way to take advantage of the backlinks currently pointing to the domain. Since many of the links point to pages that no longer exist, what is the best way to proceed? Should I use a wildcard 301 redirect? So let me just comb over this again. I want to use the domain for related business. I've already cleared with the original owners, and I'm looking for a way to take advantage of the backlinks. I don't really do expired domains, so I don't know if I would do this, especially if some of the links are sketchy. Many of the links point to the pages that no longer exist. You can do 301s, but I'd be really careful with checking on what links are still pointing to your domain. I have a client that just appeared in the 0 spot in Google SERPs for his main keyword, but I don't know what I did to get him there. Any tips, tricks, so I can help them for their other keyword and to help my other clients? Thanks. Yeah, so I would probably just go over somebody's article because it's kind of a big topic. Anyone here to do affiliate SEO? I'm looking for some knowledgeable sources. I don't do affiliates. What are your thoughts on GoDaddy for hosting? I had the absolute worst experience with GoDaddy. If you're running, if you're running WP Engine, I think that would be, or sorry, if you're running WordPress, I think WP Engine would be a way better choice. Hi folks, what if I have a rel equals canonical set to page which can't be reached? Does it mean that the page is a duplicate of nothing? That's an interesting question. If it's a 404 and you have a rel canonical set to that, that would mean that neither page would show. Well, that one might show in the search results, but it'd be a 404. Whoops. Let's see what we got in here. Would this be a video trainer or documentation? A video trainer, what do you mean? Basically, I'm just doing recordings, and then I'm going to be posting them into the Facebook group, which you get access to as soon as you sign up. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I didn't cover in here, because there's obviously a lot that goes into this. I can kind of cover the tools that I'll be covering. So, of course, one of them would be Pitchbox. Another one would be Thrive Leads. We'd be covering platforms like Writer's Access. We'd be covering, of course, plugins like Yoast and MailChimp, and probably Instapage for our landing pages, unless you prefer ClickFunnels, which I'm still trying to figure out whether we want to use ClickFunnels or Instapage, mainly because there's been a lot of flaws with ClickFunnels, which is ironic because this page is in ClickFunnels, but it's because I used it and it worked for my last template. But a lot of the new pages I've been creating for clients, which when you're just selling like products or services, it's a little bit easier just to do like an Instapage, and there's usually less difficulties. And they're a little bit more customizable. I think it's kind of debatable. What would be some other things that we'd be covering? We'd be covering, of course, conversion tracking, because that's going to be one of our main metrics. We'd be covering the psychology of what goes into user experience optimization, and then, of course, the user intent optimization, keyword research for that, and then figuring out your abstract categories for what you're trying to rank for, and then basically building out huge posts around that. Capturing your traffic, figuring out what your main channels are that you're going to be capturing this traffic in, so you can remarket to those channels and then build authority based off that. That's a lot of it. Might be covering OBS also. Like I said, we also be probably doing some other stuff like audits and going over the selling process and all the stuff I do internally. So, Jonathan says the ROI will be high in AdWords mixed in, but also yeah, AdWords would be another one. You do get a ROI price point, and as an SEO, and as SEO kicks you, you become the bee's knees when the ROI drops, and they feel they need you to keep the low ROI. Yeah, I'm trying to process that. You do get an ROI price point, and as an SEO kicks in, you become the bee's knees when the ROI drops. Trying to understand that. And as SEO kicks in, wouldn't the ROI go up? Alex says, hi Chase, thanks for your videos. I learned a lot, especially about local SEO. Right now I'm working for a company, but I plan to start my own consulting business. Nice. Do business owners in the US prefer local SEO consultants, or it doesn't matter to them where you are? I mean, a lot of my clients are all around the world, but that's mainly because I've been able to build authority with the techniques I was talking about in here that I'm going to teach you guys if you sign up. If you don't have a lot of authority, it's a lot harder, and of course, people are going to want to prefer local over like some random person. Well, I mean, you would be some random person, but maybe somebody with not a lot of authority in a different area, if that makes sense. All right. Jitendra says, don't get distracted by followers. Oh, this is more of a motivational quote. Trying to go through what is a question, what's not a question on here. Hey guys, does anyone here has ever built a listing or directory site in which you would sell ads, something like Craigslist or Yelp? I need a solution to receive recurring billing, a plugin for allowing advertisers to build their own profile according to what plan they've chosen and so forth. I am not sure if I simply have to buy a theme like Listing Pro. I don't know anything about this, so we're going to skip it. Can we start a list of all nope. I just rendered. I've been working with a client trying to get quality backlink citations. I've been at it off and on, doing what I can. Oh wait, this one's been answered. Okay, so I think a lot of these have been answered. So I think I'm going to close this for now. If you guys have any pressing questions, let me know in the comments because I'm going to end this video. And until I see you guys next time, happy SEOing.